the way you do need to against Bowser, right? Like when you get it to start raining, you need to make it pour. You can't let that Koopa back on the stage.
Well, Bowser's a lot like your Ryu's, where he can get some pretty nifty combos going that hurt a lot, like a lot. But Diddy got too many options really for Bowser, in my opinion.
It's Diddy already like triumphs with that sort of vortex play that he has with the banana, and since you want to keep these grapplers in disadvantage anyway, he's really well suited that once he finds it, he can absolutely take that game, and like Nameless does right there, doing a solid 2-stock on FireBlaster, 24% only on his board. But Nameless, of course, a name I recognize from the Minnesota area.
Yes.
Kind of a hidden boss hotbed of the Midwest.
Minnesota, it's because it's unfortunate, is that everything to the west of them, just like no offense to the Dakotas and Iowa, is that it's just Minnesota is just better. And unfortunately, with where Minneapolis is placed, they can't really travel to the Dakotas area to like level them up. But they're also like 3 hours away from Chicago, so like they're their own little area. But they play each other and do so much work leveling each other up that it is a hotbed. It is the secret boss like lair, and that's why like 8-Bit Man loves to go to Minnesota, is because all the people there are homies, and they're all secretly very good with odd characters.
Like we're seeing an odd character right now out of FireBlaster with the Pac-Man. I actually, my understanding talking to my Diddy friends is that this is a rather annoying matchup for Diddy Kong, because he's up against a character who has a trapping game that is a lot more nuanced than Diddy himself, and if the Diddy Kong player doesn't know how all of the different setups work, it can be a little bit overwhelming. But
yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier like the Diddy Vortex. That's something that Midwest has been saying for a long time. But if Diddy has a Vortex, Pac-Man has like a whirlpool.
He's got like hurricanes on deck, just ready to summon the moment he gets some party going.
Like the best Pac-Mans that exist, some of the stuff they can do is absolutely just nuts. I wish Pac-Man wasn't the worst character.
Hey, King Dedede's in this game. Even though he's so perfect, he's the worst character in the game.
But he wants to give everybody a chance.
That's what it is. Nameless is going to take that first stock. Looking pretty comfortable in this matchup. It looks like FireBlaster hasn't been having much success getting the more intricate setups rolling against him, but he still has time, still has his last stock ready to go, and a good amount of damage. Oh my god, okay, so Nameless knows the Pac-Man matchup is what we just established right there, because that was too well thought out to be accidental.
Well, I mean, with 8-Bit Man spending so much time in Minnesota, that also means
Port is there as well.
Port is there, and she, as much as she hates Pac-Man, she's also pretty decent at Pac-Man. So I'm sure that the amount of play that she's done has taught all of Minnesota Pac-Man shenanigans. So yeah, Nameless definitely was going to know this.
Already catching that landing just with a simple nair. Going to be using that Fire Hydrant for his own ledge trap. Nameless getting the banana out as well, 83% onto FireBlaster, and just looking for some refuge. Going to be forced up B, and that banana trap so good as always, forcing the jump get up, and that just lets you jump right into Diddy's fair, into fair.
There's no hope.
I could see the light leave your eyes right there as Nameless takes that so strongly.
Nameless turned